Hi Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. I was getting a lot of affirmations from the guides when I was meditating on the energy. A lot of it was about your vision and like possibly people not understanding that and to not get down on yourself. It's like if you have a particular vision or something is important to you and it's something that you value and it's something that you love, that like not everybody's necessarily going to understand that, and that's okay. And you may feel like I don't know, maybe you're having some type of challenging situation, or you feel like your values are being challenged in some type of way, or something that's important to you. And there's the knowledge of knowing that like you don't need to get everybody to agree with you, or like even that they're not going to, can be reassuring sometimes, in us feeling like we don't need to assert ourselves or like an opinion that we have necessarily. And again, that it's okay, that like not everybody's going to see what you see, and you don't need to have everybody like agree with you or even see this vision. It's like maybe you think that it's right to live one way, or you want something very particular for yourself, and like not everybody's going to understand that. It's like sometimes, let's use an example, we decide to go on like a diet, we can say, or change our diet, or we want to eat in a specific way, and the people that are around you may not be used to that. And so like food is a way that we socialize and a way that we share things, and so the people that are not being like as conscious of what they're eating or not eating the same way as you are, they may like really not understand why you're doing that, or why you're not eating certain things, or why you are eating certain things, you know. And like you may be challenged for something that has become important to you now, and it's okay if people don't understand, and you're not going to get everybody to understand either. But it's less so about, I wasn't seeing you be like pushy, like everybody needs to understand, but it's more so like you talking to yourself and being like, it's okay that not everybody gets it. Because I think you're well aware that not everybody's going to get it, but it's the notion of being okay with that. And this is what I was getting for you guys. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. This is ultimately about what empowers you, and instead of you like being led astray by other people or other people's opinions, it's about you really sticking with your own. I'm getting like something about your vision again. It's like something very particular that you see or that you want, and something that makes sense to you. And it's like, again, it's okay if other people don't get that, but yeah, there's like something very particular I'm getting that you have in mind here. And like it doesn't make it any less valuable because like just because not everybody agrees with it, you know? It's important to you, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I think it's like also about the talk too. It's like wanting to assess who's coming in and who's saying what. This is too about evaluating also like who is this person that's coming through and talking to you, or who are these people, and like do we agree with their lifestyle choices? Like, is that something that actually resonates with you? Or is this somebody coming through giving you advice that you're like, you know what, I'm not going to take that. You know, it's about knowing the difference between like who's coming through and saying something to you, the intention space. Are they projecting onto you? Are they giving you advice that you want to take? Is that in alignment for you? It's also about like what conversations you're involving yourself in as well. I'm hearing specifically who you're talking to. I'm hearing because there comes a time when proving your point is pointless. It's like you don't need to like validate your opinion to other people. Okay, Virgo, I'm looking at Pluto, I'm looking at Aquarius, I'm looking at Gemini. It looks like there's a choice to choose to heal, like even a particular connection that you have with someone through love. Let's see what this is about. This is quite curious. You could be doing personal healing or something on your own that's actually going to beneficially impact a relationship that you have with someone. This can be like some type of partnership that you have, or like somebody very close to you. It's like it can be a partner, it can be a close friendship, it can be a family member. A sibling. Yeah, it looks like you have the opportunity to heal something that like maybe you didn't have the opportunity to do before, but I'm seeing this actually be a choice. So this could even be a point where it's like, is this something that I want to, I'm hearing tend to and mend, or is this something that I'm going to move away from because there's not anything I can do with this at a certain point? This reminds me too, like when we have certain discussions with people, um, when you enter into an open dialogue with someone, if they are open and willing to listen to what you have to say and you are open and willing to what the other person has to say, it allows a safe space for communication and like non-judgment where people can like learn from one another and grow and see from another person's perspective and all of that. And then there are situations that you get into with people where because of like the wall of like a person being very closed off, no matter what you say or how much sense it's making, like somebody is not receptive to what that is. And there's a sense of discerning this right here with someone. And it's like, is this a situation where we can work things out and like both people feel like they can be heard? Or is this a situation where it's time that we accept and understand that somebody is not open to working something out with us, and this is something that we need to be okay with and understand that's where this person is, and we're going to continue moving forward. And this person may not necessarily be someone that we're going to be bringing along with us because that's not what they want, energetically speaking. Because this is a matter of will here with somebody that you're working with. And this can always be an aspect of yourself too. It's like a part of yourself that feels very closed off and stubborn and is like, I don't want to hear what you have to say if you're disagreeing with me. And can be like very sensitive and connected with the ego and feel the need to protect ourselves. So always keep that in mind too. It's usually a reflective process if it's something that we're still dealing with and have not walked away from. Yeah, I'm seeing this be related to somebody you have history with. You've had experiences with this person. This is not someone new. I'm hearing this is somebody you've gone around the merry-go-round with. It's like you've had, I'm hearing even lifetimes with this person. This feels like a karmic working out potentially that's happening. I guess depending on how both people are showing up. But I'm seeing there be like confusion about this, and maybe it's also related to like whether or not you can feel empowered with this person, like while remaining in a connection with this person. I'm seeing someone that may not be particularly supportive of you, or at least they weren't in the past, and I'm seeing like somebody that definitely would have said some hurtful things for sure. With the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords, left you in a place feeling disappointed. this person may also kind of feel regretful of some of the stuff that they said. It's one of those moments where like someone's recognizing that they're closed off, and it's like they say something like maybe really, I'm hearing scathing specifically, like something really hurtful to you, and even though they know it's like hurtful, in the back of their mind they're like, why am I saying this? But it's like they're still saying it anyway. It looks like one of those situations here with someone. It's almost like even though they can help themselves, I'm seeing like from their perspective it's almost like they can't help themselves from doing this, and that is not an excuse at all. I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing here. Like, I'm letting you into the psyche space of this person. So yeah, I think this person has let you down enough that you're recognizing that this is not an equal relationship. It's not a balanced one. And I think that you're going to end up walking away from it. Because I'm seeing this person, when I'm hearing when they get flustered, and if you like say something that goes against like their beliefs or like what they're thinking or what they're feeling or anything that they are like overly identifying with, they feel like it's a personal attack. And I'm seeing like verbal like assault, even, we can say, on you because of this. And this is one of those moments too where it's like this person really loves coffee ice cream, and you say you don't like coffee ice cream, and they are very upset and may say something like not very nice towards you, like coming at your character for saying that you don't prefer coffee ice cream. So this is the vibe of what's going on here. And we have to understand this too. Like, you can't bring somebody through their awakening or like have them heal. It's always a choice. And it seems like there's more of an acceptance of where this person is and where you are, and that like your timelines are different. Like, what's resonating with you guys are different right now, and you're not resonating with one another is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing something that I'm hearing salt in the wound. It's like the further you try to continue the relationship with this person, like the more triggered they're becoming. I'm definitely like seeing something for sure, like ego related. Like, there's definitely some sort of like pain or trauma, ego stuff, shadow work that this person is working through right now. That doesn't mean like just because you love this person or because you're in a relationship with them or because you are like siblings or whatever this is for you specifically, just because of that, it doesn't mean that you should be putting yourself in a situation where you're being disrespected or like not being treated properly. So that's also something to keep in mind too. Because sometimes too we make excuses for people, and that could have been something that was happening. It's like, oh, because I love them or because of whatever, I'm just going to stick through it. And then you're like being verbally abused by this person or whatever. I think that it will be a hard decision to move away from this, but it's in your best interest because I think it's kind of keeping you from feeling like as empowered as you could be. Because I'm just like seeing this vibe really bring you down of like whatever's going on within this person's energy. But I'm not necessarily seeing them like try to let you go. Like, you may be the one that has to do this. This is a confusing situation, I think, because of the history that you have with this person. Like, you may have been connected with them for a long time, or it's like you went through stuff, so there's like a really intense energetic binding I'm hearing that you have with this person. So that makes it hard to really like maybe even see yourself in relation to this person. It's like maybe you don't even see yourself necessarily at times as separate. It's like, how do I function without them? I'm definitely like picking that up here. This is about your independence here. Because as much as you may be like, their energy doesn't resonate with me, or I'm like in such a different place, or you think that your identity is separate, like I'm seeing something that has kind of like enmeshed your energy with this person's energy. And so like in a way, it's really interesting. Like, I'm even getting the notion of like a Siamese twin, but it's like energetically speaking. So it's like you have these two different aspects that that come together. And as much as you may be like, I'm in my own energy and like I don't even resonate with you, or like you're mean to me, or like whatever you feel towards this person, there's still a sense of like, but don't go away. It's like a Tom and Jerry type of vibe, where it's like they're like adversaries, but they actually like can't play the game without one another. And that's also what I'm seeing here. Pluto, Aquarius, Gemini, Venus. Yeah, so it's like you just hear Tom, you don't know who that is. You just hear Jerry, you don't know who that is. But when you hear it together, you know exactly who that is. So I think this is about you like actually separating, and that doesn't mean you need to be like, I'm never talking to you again. It's like maybe something just energetically you want to pull back and kind of separate. It's like find where you are and make that distinction between like you and this other person. It's like your responsibility now to set boundaries with them. But I am definitely seeing it be hard, because I'm seeing you guys like for sure being attached in some type of way. And this can even be something like biologically speaking. Like I feel very focused on the Lovers here, and the Lovers is like somebody that for some reason you just feel connected and in resonance with this person. That doesn't mean you agree with everything that they do, or you necessarily like how they treat you at times or anything like that, but it's somebody that you guys just gravitate towards one another regardless of what type of dynamic you have. There's like something that gravitates and pulls you guys towards one another. But I am definitely getting the vibe of like at times, at least energetically, because this is like a snapshot energetically of something going on, right? So that doesn't mean you don't have very loving moments with this person, right? We're just talking about like what I'm seeing right here. What I'm looking at is more of like an adversary type of energy that you have with someone. Like I'm seeing like an antagonistic type of energy here. And you may really feel like that at times. That doesn't mean there aren't other components within your connection with this person. But I'm definitely seeing this be like something prominent between the two of you. So it's like maybe this is just a very like well-known or well-understood aspect of your connection with this person. It's like you still have love for them, obviously. You're still connected with them, obviously. Otherwise this wouldn't be happening. You could have even been dependent on this person in some type of way that also made things confusing for you. Like for some of you at some point in time, you could have been like financially dependent on this person, or you worked with them, or like you guys both had like shared responsibilities or something like that. Or like even some of you still do, and that made it harder to know like how to set boundaries with this person. Like I'm seeing there's some type of like obligation even that ties you two to one another. But like that can also be some type of soul contract where you're like it's something unspeakable even that you have unspoken that you have going on with this person, and you just like feel this sort of like obligation. It's weird because I'm hearing rigor mortis, but I'm seeing this be like a metaphor. It's like this stagnancy within the energetic connection, and it almost feels like something that is like fossilized, if that's even a word. It's like something that like there's a lack of flow to it. It just feels stagnant, like it is what it is. But I'm seeing this be like with the energy. It's like something even imprinted or like cemented within your connection with this person. This feels so very karmic. Like I'm definitely picking up on this. Like you're being guided to set boundaries with this person, but do it from a place I'm hearing of actualized love. It's like do it as like consciously as possible with them. I'm hearing that you're also being guided to like keep in mind your responsibilities, or like think about your responsibilities. Like I'm seeing this be important. for some of you too, it's like there's a specific way that you want to come across, and you want to make sure that you're like being I'm hearing profound. It's like you want to be articulate, and you also want to like keep the vibe of how you want to come across. It's almost like set boundaries, but do it in a professional way with this person. It's like you want to be understanding and stuff, but I'm seeing like the need for this to be both like you balancing your masculine and your feminine to be coming through towards this person. What's really interesting that I'm picking up on, and this may be a particular message, you may actually be in like a more feminine energy in general. However, like when during your interaction with this person within the dynamic, I'm seeing like there's a part of you that's like more masculine than their energy, and I'm seeing their energy be more feminine, but you guys may like present in the opposite way. It's like if somebody saw you like walking down the street, like within your relationships, maybe they would like see you within a more feminine energy. And like if they saw this other person and how they handle their relationships, they would probably see them in a more masculine energy. But I'm seeing like within this particular relationship, I'm seeing like although you're still like maybe even feminine presenting, I'm seeing like this like grounded masculine energy that's also a part of like your vibe when you interact with this person. And it's kind of like a husband, like fatherly type of vibe, and that's like I'm not sticking any type of gender with this. I'm just like letting you know energetically what I'm seeing coming through. Because like, right, we can have a single parent that's like both a mother and a father, you know. We're just talking about archetypal roles here, but I'm seeing like you may take up that type of role with this person. It's like one of those instances where it's like, say you're dealing with your mother, right? Like if your father was kind of absent, like you may have also taken on the role, like possibly of like a husband type of figure, or like some type of like friend or something for your mother. And like even though you could be a woman, you could also like play that role as well. You know, it's just like a social role. So this is what I'm saying. I hope that's not too complicated. I know for somebody that's going to make perfect sense. So yeah, I think too, like for some of you, you could have had like some sort of like commitment or contract, or because of like your spiritual beliefs or something like that, you could have like kept this person around within your energy, and maybe that's also part of the reason why you didn't break things off. It's like maybe you feel like you're doing it for some like higher reason. This is also a notion too, to understand the line between like, is it martyrdom? Is it self-sabotage? Are we sticking around for something and being like, I'm staying through it because of love, and then like putting something on the line because of that? And that is a shadow energy for sure. It's like, why would you stick around in any scenario where you're not being treated properly or you're not being empowered by someone? You know, you don't have to. It's you keeping yourself there if you are. But I'm getting it more so like I'm seeing more than anything boundaries need to be set, because I'm not seeing you make any sort of like drastic move where you're like, I'm done with you or anything like that. It just like seems like firm boundaries are needed, and like the reason why boundaries haven't been set is because of this like emotional confusion, because of these like interesting roles that you guys play with one another. So it's like hard to figure out how you're feeling enough, and you may also feel like your relationship with this person, it like wears many different hats. So it's like one day you guys are the best of friends, the next day this person is like your number one fan, the day after that they're your number one enemy. It's like maybe because it switches so often, it's very hard for you to set boundaries, because it's like, is it this, is it that? It's like you can't put your finger on like I'm hearing defining words of this relationship. Do it with love. It's like, love is the answer, love heals all. But this means too, this is a conscious type of love. This is not, I'm gonna let you do whatever because I love you, you know? This is about holding someone accountable and having boundaries and being your most compassionate self, which means holding firm on your boundaries after you set them. I'm getting too, like, even though this person may kind of, like, get upset and say things, I'm seeing you definitely have a soft spot for them. Like, it's almost like this fierce little animal that, like, most people would run away from. And it's like you see it as more of like a teddy bear type of energy, even though you know it can get kind of vicious sometimes, and other people may look at you and be like, you're really poking the bear. And like just your perception of this person may be very different than other people look at them, but it's because of like the genuine love that you have for this person. But yeah, there may be some stuff that you're not like seeing completely clearly, or just like want to get more firm on your boundaries and like sort out how you're feeling with this person, because it's going to help you like create a more healthy dynamic, or like do at least what you can to encourage that between you and this person. Because like if you're in an unhealthy dynamic, even if like we can say like you're not the one that is like maybe actively creating that, you're still participating in it, and so like it's still in existence because you're willingly participating in it. So that's also something to keep in mind too. I'm looking at Pluto, Aquarius, Gemini, Venus, Taurus. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.